With the power of positivity, Jeezy right there is about to join the new day. What's up everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And I know I was gone for a little while, but you know what? I just needed a little break, so I took 4 or 5 days off from uploading reviews. But I've been writing all that time, and I'm now on vacation from work for 10 days, so we're about to go hard with these reviews. And over these 10 days, you're going to see a lot of reviews coming out, as well as that FAQ is finally going to happen since you guys have been asking. But we're going to start things off here with my Jeezy review for his 8th studio album, Church in These Streets. Now, I've been a fan of Jeezy for a while, at least since TM 101. But I did hear his 2 projects from this year, Gangsta Party, the mixtape, and the Politically Correct EP, and I thought those were 2 of Jeezy's weakest projects of all time, which made me kind of scared going into this album, but I was also a little bit excited because I figured if those were that bad, maybe he was just saving his best material for this album. And while this album is a little bit better than that EP and the mixtape, it still fell a little bit short for me, and I just couldn't get into this one too much. I thought it to be kind of boring and repetitive. Because as far as the content goes, Jeezy is just on that same type of shit that you expect. He comes through with some inspiration for the streets, some bangers, and also some hustle anthems, like on the song Grind State, where he says that he stays in grind mode and his goal is to make $1 million in a day. And on Hustler's Holiday, we get some deep bass, and both of these songs to me just sound like your quintessential Jeezy tracks. You know what I'm saying, that street inspiration and those dope boy bars. And the song Lost Souls actually falls into that same boat as well. It has some generic horn production that just sounds like the quintessential Jeezy track, not just the beat, but also the way that he's rapping on here. And he urges us to bow our heads and pray for the strippers and for the hustlers. But the line that stuck out to me on this song is once he drops a line about this guy who got his penis cut off. That's what Jeezy said, and that's not really a line that you can just gloss over, because even thinking about a dick getting cut off is enough to just send some shivers up my spine. I can't speak for you guys, but just imagine like a rusty saw cutting your dick off. That is just... it's just terrible. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said that. But anyway, there are a couple of problems that I have with this album. Like I said, the production is kind of generic and just that quintessential Jeezy shit that you expect, some big bass and trap anthems. And overall, there's some beats on here that just sound outdated, and there's not a whole lot of variety when it comes to the production. Add to the fact that this is 19 tracks long with only 2 features, and Jeezy's content and his rapping just get boring, to be honest with you. This shit kind of dragged on to me, and it didn't keep my attention very much at all. It just wasn't a very memorable album. And this is his 8th studio project, so I get how it can be kind of hard to stay fresh with your lyrics and content. So what Jeezy did here was he went with a church theme and an overall concept, but even that wasn't very exciting to me, and it wasn't enough to make this album interesting or make it stick out. Now, for just a couple examples of that pastor shit that he's got going on here, on the song God, he says that he's a god in the hood over some deep bass and snare rolls. On Holy Water, he refers to alcohol as holy water. And on the title track, he refers to himself as Pastor Young and reaches out to his congregation. So the shit just kind of felt forced to me, and I wasn't feeling it. Maybe some people were, and if you were, I think you'll like this album more than me, but it didn't really do anything to me, and I didn't find it very hard-hitting. But my favorite track on here by far is Forgive Me, and this one features some nice vocals from Monica. Now, the reason I like this track so much is because it sticks out from the rest of the tracks on here. The production is a little bit different because it has this smooth piano from a producer named Smurf. And here Jeezy is getting really deep and personal and just apologizing to family and friends that he's let down or maybe has done wrong in some way. So I think it was cool that he put himself out there like that. Now, another one of my favorite tracks on here is the other Smurf-produced track called Just Win, and on this one he brought some jazzy production, and Jeezy is encouraging us to do our best and work hard and stay positive despite how negative the world is. So these 2 tracks come at the end of the album, and I thought they wrapped it up nicely. I wish Jeezy had went with more of this type of style and sound, especially where he was trying to be all inspirational and come with this street pastor shit. I think some better beats on here or a little bit of a variety would have really made this album a lot better, because I can't even differentiate between a lot of these songs. I listened through this album a couple of times and I just wasn't interested. I couldn't get into it. There's just nothing new here really. And if you've been a big Jeezy fan for a long time, that's going to work for you or maybe against you. Like if you're a die-hard Jeezy fan, this is just another Jeezy album. But you might also be thinking to yourself, man, there's nothing new here. There's no variety. He's not really mixing it up too much. It's just Jeezy being Jeezy. But honestly, I don't have a whole lot more to say about this one, and I give it a 2.5 out of 5. Now, it definitely has its bangers, including the single Gold Bottles, and this one has some great London on the Track production, but it was kind of ruined to me because of all the scattered gunshots throughout. I don't know who wants to listen to all kinds of gunshots through a song, but it's not me. Like, I don't mind if it's incorporated into the beat, like on 50 Cent's song Heat, or if there's just a couple sound effects here and there, but the way it was scattered throughout this song, it just didn't do it for me at all, and I didn't like that. But the worst song on here by far is New Clothes. I just thought it was really cheesy to listen to Jeezy singing about spending your dope money on new clothes so you can impress the hoes. Just, I don't know. It was kind of corny. You might even call him Young Jeezy. But if you did that, you'd be an asshole, so don't do that. But that's just what I thought about this one. Check it out for yourself and hit me up in the comments, because as always, I want to know what you guys think. Am I being too harsh on this project? Am I being too easy on this project? Is it just more of the same? And what would you like to hear from Jeezy at this point in his career? And also make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man. Like my videos, share them, follow me on Twitter, retweet the videos, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, man. I would love to hit 10K before the year's over. I don't know if that's going to happen, but let's keep pushing and try to do that. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. All kinds of reviews are coming. The FAQ, woo, it's going to be a good week.